Are you a person that's still worried about the carbs they eat, stays away from breads, stays away from candies, right? Really thinks that carbohydrates is the reason why you're not losing weight or not making the progress you want? Listen, guys, in this video, I want to show you and I want to talk with you about carbohydrates and explain to you how carbs aren't the enemy, right? Carbs are actually your friend. Okay, so listen, my name is Kyle Settles, and hopefully you'll join me on a little walk and talk, okay? But I want to first talk about energy, okay? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? Everything is energy. And the food that you eat, it's just energy. It's made up of calories, macronutrients, and micronutrients. You've got protein, you've got carbs, and you've got fats, okay? And protein has 4 calories per gram. Carbs have 4 calories per gram. And fats have 9 calories per gram, right? Fats are more dense calorie-wise, okay? And on all the foods that you eat, there's a label. It tells you serving size, how many calories per serving, and how many protein, carbs, and fats are in each serving. And if you look at the micronutrients, which is, think about fiber, think about the vitamins, right? Think about the small details, right? The macros are the macros, which are the main calories that make up the food, right? Let's keep things simple here. You have to understand that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? We're either storing the calories or we're burning the calories, right? Think about the fuel that you put in your vehicle, right? You put fuel in your vehicle, it sits there, and you need to use it, right? And depending on how much intensity, right, how heavy your right foot is how much gas you're going to use, right? And how far you go. Same thing with your body. But the problem is most people don't know how much gas, how many calories they're actually consuming each day, right? Because we're not really taught this. We're not really, we weren't really focused on this growing up. Most people around you probably don't track their calories, don't understand food, don't understand macros, and just eat the way they've always eaten, and then try to lose weight and struggle, lose a little bit, gain a little bit. It's because we never truly have the awareness, the understanding. But listen, guys, the point of the video is carbs. So if your calorie balance, right, say your vehicle, it's $20 to fill up, right? If you put more than $20 in, it's going to spill over, right? Let's say your calorie balance, this is just hypothetical, is 2,000 calories. If you eat more than 2,000 calories, right, based on your activity, your size, this is your maintenance, right, just like your vehicle, right, again, hypothetical. If you eat more than 2,000 calories, the extra calories, they have to go somewhere. They're going to store on your body, your face, right, your chest, your stomach, your back, right, and that's a little bit different for everyone, right, depending on genetics, where you're going to store it. But my point is, the calories, it doesn't matter if it's coming from excess protein, excess fat, or excess carbs. It doesn't matter. The calories still going to store. You're still going to either gain weight, right? Store the extra energies as body fat. You're either going to use those calories. And if you're lucky, not lucky, but if you're in a caloric deficit, you'll lose a little bit of weight. So hear this. It doesn't matter if you eat all protein all day, all steaks and lean meat and whatever. If you eat more than 2,000 calories, you're not going to lose weight. You're going to store body fat. So you can get fat. Your body can get fat eating just protein. Your body can get fat just eating carbs all day. Your body can gain fat just eating fats all day. But also, if you eat protein all day and you're in a caloric deficit, you're eating less than 2,000 calories, you're going to lose weight. Same thing if you just only eat carbs all day. If you are in a caloric deficit eating candy and ice cream, you're going to lose weight. And the same with fats. So Are you going to feel good just eating protein or just eating carbs or just eating fat? Of course not. And I don't recommend that. That's unsustainable. It's dumb. Don't do that. I'm trying to tell you that everything is just energy. Okay. And the biggest problem is we're doing things blindly, right? We have these limiting beliefs on carbs, limiting beliefs on our metabolism, limiting beliefs on our genetics and our thyroid and like all these things. And we make up excuses and justify, and then we end up not doing the work and not tracking the calories. And we keep guessing at what we think we're eating healthy. We think we're eating less than we actually are. But realistically, there's no calories, falling out of the sky and landing on your body. You're just doing too many forklifts because you're unaware of how many calories you're actually consuming, whether it be from carbs, fats, or protein, right? Or just meat all day. And we get upset with ourselves. So I need you to understand, guys, that carbs are not the enemy. Carbs are actually amazing. Now we can dive deeper into carbs, right? If you were to eat candy all day, right, it would be hard to get in a caloric deficit because there's more calories, right? With the candy, there's more calories, less volume. It's going to spike your blood sugar, right? It's going to make you have more cravings, make you want more of the things that you're eating, right? There's different strategies in understanding the balance between protein, carbs, and fats, and, eating complex foods versus simple foods. And we'll save that for another video, but this video, I want to keep it as short as possible. We're almost 7 minutes in. The biggest thing I need you to know is that carbs aren't the enemy. Carbs are not the enemy. You can have breads, you can have whatever foods that you want. If you're in a caloric deficit, you will lose the weight, period. You will lose the weight. You just have to be in a caloric deficit. And that's the problem with most people. Again, what is the cause of not losing weight? Well, the cause is you're not tracking your calories and you don't know, you're blind. You don't know if you're in a caloric deficit. So stop blaming it on carbohydrates. Been doing this for a long time. Carbs are not the enemy. We are actually the enemy, right? We are actually the problem and we're the solution.